Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Thursday, the 8th day of January 2026. I hope you're safe and healthy today. I hope your family is safe and healthy and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the area of health, along with first responders trying their best, even risking their lives to save lives. Those also that pick up garbage to keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are also helping those that are victims of prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, the profiteers, and the perverts that cause these industries to exist. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 700,000 men, women, children, families, senior citizens, and military veterans in the United States of America, homeless and on the streets. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There was a basketball game last night at Madison Square Garden. The New York Knicks defeated the LA Clippers 123-111. And the important thing about this game is the Knicks went back to what caused them to be the championship contender that they are. And let's take a look at a few things. Yesterday, I made it very plain, and I think some of y'all got it confused. I used the term, give him the damn ball, from the term Keyshawn Johnson used in his first book that he wrote with the Jets, because it was as simple as that. I thought that Mike Brown is overthinking the game in terms of Karl-Anthony Towns. Just to show you how impactful Towns' presence is. He did not shoot the ball well last night. He shot 6 of 18. He was 0 for 4 from 3. He played 31 minutes and scored 20 points. But if you actually see the game, and this is the thing, a lot of people go on theory about games, like this guy's too short, they don't have enough height, you're looking at theory and you're not really looking at the game, and you don't understand the game. Karl-Anthony Towns causes so much attention that he opens everything up for everybody else. He had 7 assists. You know why? Because the game went through him. Well, somebody said, what about Jalen Brunson? Jalen Brunson is still an MVP candidate, but he's not an MVP candidate when he doesn't pass the ball. He's an MVP candidate when he's a closer. He is the ultimate assassin. That's why he was the clutch player of the year last year. Jalen Brunson's value is closing the game. Okay? The thing about Cat, though, is he will wear an opponent down. He's so big and so agile. I got some people talking about, why don't they give him on the low block? Stop trying to be a mini coach. You give him the ball wherever he can get the ball. On the block, at the 3-point line, in the corner, wherever you can get Karl-Anthony Towns the ball, you get it to him. And the reason, by the way, they haven't been getting it to him on the low block is because teams know that and they're taking it away. When you play in the NBA, what you must understand is you take what the defense gives you. If they're going to double him on the post, you can't pass it to him there unless you're cutting, then he can find you. But when you give it to him on the high post, he can either shoot the 3, he can go to the basket, he can call a foul, he can get an assist or a hockey assist. And he did all of that last night. And that's why you run the offense through Cat. Because when you have an unstoppable force like a Karl-Anthony Towns, when you got a big gun, you shoot it. There was a coach in the NFL many years ago, over 60 years ago, his name was Paul Brown. He coached the team called the Cleveland Browns. And they were asking him, why are you going to wear out Jim Brown because you're giving him the ball so much? And he said, when you got a big gun, you shoot it. And that's what the Knicks need to do. You got an unstoppable force at the 5. Give him the basketball. Okay? He may not shoot the ball well, 6 of 18, 0 for 3 from 3, but he's plus 16. Because when he's on the floor, you got to pay attention. If you don't, he will kill you. And he don't miss a lot of free throws. And then if somebody's cutting, he'll find you. And that opens up the floor. So again, Mike Brown made some brilliant adjustments. When we were talking about this a while, he starts Deuce McBride. And by the way, just plain and simple, when Josh Hart comes back, eventually he's going to start because the Knicks are just too good with him in the starting lineup. But when you have this situation, you start Deuce. Now, you still got Shamet, Let's not forget about him. He dropped 36 before he got hurt. So Shem is more than capable. So I don't know what Mike Brown's going to do, but you got to keep Deuce in there and getting them heavy minutes. He got 33 minutes last night. He produced 16 points, 15 shots, 4 3-pointers. He was -1, but that's because he was guarding James Harden, one of the toughest covers in the league. Okay, so that was not easy. And to show you how effective Deuce was, there was a point in the game where they focused on Jeff Van Gundy. I don't know if you saw it. He was on the sideline and he's yelling something. And when you read his lips, he's talking to Kawhi. He said, "Get McBride, get McBride." He said 3 times, "Get McBride." Their best on-ball defender, they wanted on Deuce McBride. Okay, it didn't help. Then talking about Brunson. So Brunson takes 12 shots last night. Okay, he's 4 or 5 from 3. What does that tell you? When he is off the ball and he's moving without the ball, he becomes more efficient. And when Brunson is efficient and you playing through Cat, they're almost unbeatable. See, that's what most people don't understand. And this season is a long season. Every season is. That's why it bothers me when people start talking about the Knicks are too soft or they don't have the team to win chair because they lost 4 in a row. That is short-sighted and stupid. That's just showing somebody that's just a hype monger, a clickbait artist, or just don't know basketball. This is a long season. 82 games is a daggone grind, y'all. And you got to go through adversity. Adversity builds the character of the team. Okay? It builds the character. So that when you come to the playoffs, you tough as nails and you ready to go and nothing's going to shake you, especially in this 7-game series. So now, at this point, let me tell you, Mitchell Robinson is way better coming off the bench than he is starting. It's proven now. I mean, it's been kind of showing that, and we kind of thought that before the season, that we could preserve him, because they're definitely trying to do that, and extend his career by bringing him off the bench, reduce the possibilities of injury, all of that. But he is just also more efficient, more effective coming off the bench. It's because, you know why? He's playing against second units. See, now, in your first unit, you got Cat. Somebody that nobody on the other team could guard. I can tell you that before we even play, whoever we play. It doesn't matter. If you're going through Karl-Anthony Towns and he's not in his own head, that's the only time we have a problem. When he's not in his own head and he's getting the ball consistently coming down the floor, you don't have to worry about the first unit. They're going to roll, okay? Then you bring Mitchell Robinson in against second units. Look at this, 24 minutes, 2 or 5 free throws, 9 boards, 4 or 5 of them on the offensive end. Okay, you got 5 on the offensive end plus 14. If we could get that, which we could, from Mitchell Robinson coming off the bench on a consistent basis. See, I feel like Coach Brown a little bit caught the vape with some of your caught. You see somebody with some hype, like a Cleveland, right? Or an OKC, and you start tripping. You say, "Oh, we need more hype. We got to put Mitchell Robinson." You don't have to fall for that. See, you have to understand. Our strengths are greater than their strengths. What do I mean? They can have 2 7-footers if they want to. Those 7-footers got to chase our guys around, and they're going to have a problem doing that. Those 2 7-footers got to guard Karl-Anthony Towns, and they're going to have a problem. And you got OG. OG could guard any 5 in the league. There's nobody from Joker to Evan Mobley to I don't care who that OG cannot guard. So you're not worried about the height as much because you got the strength, you got the speed, you got the execution ability, you got the shooting ability. You good. You good. You let them adjust to us. You let somebody, like they did last night, Van Gundy's yelling, "Get McBride." He's yelling to Kawhi, "Get McBride. You got McBride? Get McBride." See, they got to respond to us. We don't need to respond to them. We have to quit looking at the Knicks like we are the underdog. We're only the underdog in the media when they want us to be. If you're looking at the team, we're the favorite. Okay, yes, they lost 4 in a row because they wasn't playing, as Jalen Brunson clearly said, Knicks basketball. Look at this. So last night, 48 rebounds to 40. Last night, look. They had 48 rebounds to 40. We had 31 assists. 31. You know why? The ball was moving. See, even in the first quarter, when the Knicks were down, I wasn't worried at all. You know why? Because the ball was moving. They were running through cat. They were competing on both ends of the floor. It was only a matter of time. When the Knicks are doing that, I don't care who the team is, the cream rises to the top. If they're playing their game and they're moving the basketball, okay, and you're getting that run through cat, and Jalen Brunson's off ball, it's only a matter of time. Okay, cream rises to the top. And so I wasn't worried at all in the first quarter, at all. And I wasn't worried at the end of the half because I knew you could see the Knicks overwhelming them slowly. It was coming. And sure enough, it did come. In the third quarter, the Knicks took control. In the fourth quarter, they kept control. Okay, that's what they do. So you had, and Yabusele to me was the big surprise. You know, I was reading a couple of his comments over the last week, and then it all came together in my mind. What do I mean? They asked him, about him being in the league, and he said he wanted to stay in the league 5 years because then him and his family could get full health coverage for life. That's number one. And then with that in mind, understanding that his contract is a 2-year deal, a little over $11.5 million, right? That's big money for him. Okay, so you figure he might collect half of that, right? So now he's gonna end up with about $6 million afterwards, and he ain't blowing that money. So he wants to take care of his family. He wants to play 5 years. And he wants to perform at a level that the Knicks will keep him. That's why you've seen him, even against Detroit, try to flush it on somebody. He just decided, freak it. I'm going all out. See, he's tired of all the BS, and he's like, listen, I'm just going to go all out. And Mike Brown said that. He told him, he said, you just got to go strong, man. Homie's doing that, okay? He's not, yesterday and even against Detroit, he wasn't as tentative as he had been before. He'd been deferring a lot, being a little tentative. That wasn't there. And I could say even against Detroit, it wasn't there. Of course, you didn't show as much because the Knicks was getting it behind beat. But last night it did. 8 points. He got a couple of rebounds, but it was the energy, the I don't give a damn, I'm coming at you attitude that he brought. So might be we got a new dude at the 4 without making the trade in Yabusele. Let's see what happens. Then I told Tori about Mitchell Robinson, but then West 4th Street. I called Jordan Clarkson West 4th Street because he's straight street ball, and he was doing business last night. And then I'm appreciating Tyler Kolek more and more. I already know he got magical passing skills. He can pass the ball. Did you see that pass between two defenders, the bounce pass to McCall for the layup? My gosh. But it's the damn toughness. So he was up on Kawhi at one point last night. Up on him. Okay? Kawhi ain't no easy guard, man. MVP, 2-time champ, real deal, Holyfield. And Kolek fouls him, right? And Deuce walks up to him and said, no, man, stay tough. Stay aggressive. And he did. This is the whole deal. This is all I wanted from this kid, man. I wanted to see some daggone defense, some Tyler, some TJ McConnell. Well, brethren, let me tell you. We got TJ. That's TJ right there. That's TJ McConnell, younger, a little fresher. That's TJ, okay? And he's still learning how to get to his spots. He is. He's going to get better. So we got something there. We got a nice guard rotation. We got JB and McCall. That's your starting backcourt. You got Deuce. You got Kolek, right? And you got Jordan Clarkson. And you still got Shaman coming back. I don't know what they're going to do with all this because we deep. This is one of them good problems. And then eventually you're going to have Josh back in the starting lineup. So I'm not sure what they're going to do. But at the beginning, like for right now, Josh, I'm thinking Josh, I'm about 95% sure Josh is going to be back in this road trip. I don't know if it's going to be Friday or the next game, but he's going to be back in the lineup in this road trip. In the meantime, start Deuce. And when Josh comes back or not, keep Mitchell Robinson coming off the bench. That's what you got to do. Only thing I don't understand is if he's coming off the bench, he should play back-to-backs. At least sometimes. I can understand if you're starting him, you want to sit him in a back-to-back, I get that. But he could play in the second unit every night. That should not be a problem. But that's just me. When he does play in the second unit, they're going to be dynamite. They're going to be dynamite. So last night, the rotation was Yabusele, Robinson, Jordan Clarkson, Tyler Kolek. Nice rotation. Nice rotation, man. Nice rotation. Kolek still had 5 assists last night. He didn't shoot the ball particularly well, but shoot, that defense that he was playing on point of attack, see, Deuce inspires homeboy, and he was putting it out last night. And then, of course, the passing, which he is excellent at. So I'm excited for this team. I'm glad they followed up with the worst game of the year with one of their masterpieces. Last night was a masterpiece. 48 rebounds, 31 assists, 10 turnovers, 5 steals, 6 blocks, 16 offensive boards. They were at the line 17 times, hit 15 of them. Mostly was Cat, 8 of 10. And then Brunson was extremely efficient. And he was efficient because he wasn't forcing anything. Okay? And he was going through Cat. That's what you got to do. Now, think of this. Cat was 6 of 18 and 0 for 4 from 3. Let me tell you something. That's not going to be the situation most of the time. That was a situation because they needed to go through Cat, and they did. But I'm telling you, this going to be nice with homie's 12 of 18, where he's 2 of 4 from 3. And those type of nights, just write that as a dub. That's over. That's that's going to happen. That's over. Just write that as a dub. And because of that, you keep going through him. Okay? Somebody had the nerve to come on my channel and say, well, Isaiah Stewart can guard Cat. That's bull crap. Let me tell you something. It looked like that on Monday because last time we played the Monday because Cat only got 4 shots. If they're going through Cat, Isaiah Stewart is going to foul out. Period. And I can't wait to play them again. Because, see, this is the learning experience that we needed. That behind kicking they got from Detroit on Monday was the perfect remedy for what ailed the Knicks. Getting away from assists, getting away from ball movement, getting away from Cat. And it was Jalen Brunson caught it. He caught the memo. And he played the game the right way last night. And look, Clippers are 13 and 23, but in the last week and a half, they've been balling, man. They've been balling. And in fact, let me see, what is their last 10? Because they've been balling pretty well until they ran into the Knicks. But you know why? Because Kawhi done come out his sick bed. When Kawhi decides to get out of bed and play, that boy could play. But they were 7 and 3 in their last 10. They were 8 and 2 before they met the Knicks last night. So they've been balling, okay? But they ran into the Knicks. Now we play Phoenix. Phoenix is right now battling for the 6th seed. They're a game and a half behind Houston for the 6th seed. They're 7 and 3 in their last 10. They got a plus 2.4 differential. They're playing pretty good ball right now. So the Knicks gonna have a good test coming into Phoenix. The good thing about coming into Phoenix is that it's Phoenix. It ain't New York. It's gonna be warm, So they're gonna be able to do what they do in a nice warm climate. Jalen Green was out last night against the Grizzlies. I don't know when he will return, but it looks as if Phoenix is going to have the full contingent for their Friday game. We ain't worried about that. Whoever, we play whoever. But who's always a problem? Dylan Brooks. He's a dirty roughneck dude. He's a dirty dude in the, Draymond Green, dirty, He's a just dirty type dude in that school. He's in the dirty business school, like Draymond Green, what's the other fool? Dirty fool. And then of course there's Desmond Bain, dirty Desmond. Well, Dylan is dirty Dylan. And you know what? The Knicks cannot allow him to change what they do. What do I mean by that? Cat can't be whining at the refs every time Dylan hits him, because Dylan's going to hit you. Okay? He's going to hit you. You got to be able to take that, look him in the face, and keep coming at him. Cat can't be looking at the refs. Last night, did you notice? He started that mess with the refs. My man OG tapped him and said, no, just go down and play defense. Stop. Put him in check. Okay? He needs that. Because if Cat doesn't get in his own head, like I said, there's nobody that can play with him. So, Dylan Brooks or whoever. Definitely Mark Williams can't play with him. And they got Oso Iguodala, who I liked coming out of Marquette. He played with Tyler Kolek. I like the kid's game. You're going to have a problem playing Karl Anthony Towns. So we're looking forward to this. This is another good game for the Knicks to practice playing their game. Cat got it. Don't let Dillon Brooks get in your head. Jalen Brunson, don't let Dillon Brooks or whoever cause you to try to be taking the ball up against pressure. Move the daggone basketball. Go through Cat. Okay? And open that floor with Deuce out there. And I think we'll be in good shape here. Okay, so we get starting. This is a long road trip the Knicks starting right here. It's a 4-game West Coast swing. That's probably one of the, during this course of a New York Knicks season, that's always one of the toughest parts of the season, the West Coast road trip. So they're playing Phoenix, then they play Portland 2 days later, then they go to Sacramento, and that's a back-to-back between Sacramento and Golden State. So there's a 4-game road trip, then they come back home for 3 nights. But this is always one of the toughest parts. And this ain't the only one. They're going to have another long road trip like that in March. March, they got another. In fact, in March, 1, 2, 3, 4, they got a 5-game West Coast road trip in March, And then in February, they got another 3-game 3 games. Chicago, Cleveland, Milwaukee, more down and dirty on the East. But then it's the West Coast ones, man. So we got that coming. Right now, we just dipping our foot in the tough waters. Let's get this game going. I think the Knicks can do this. I liked that game last night. I want them to continue to play that game against Phoenix. 1 game at a time. And they are capable of doing that. Just follow the tenets. Move the basketball. Jalen Brunson go off ball. Get that ball into Karl Anthony Towns' hands. I don't care where you get it to him. Let him make the decisions from where he gets the ball. And he's very good at it. Defensively, they did a tremendous job. Listen, now Detroit is really good. I mean, I concede that even they're better than the Knicks right now. And all y'all that come on and say, no, more than right now, I got rid of you quick because, this is the Knicks channel. You can't come on my channel stinking up the joint with that kind of BS. No. But I concede they're better than the Knicks right now. I won't say that's the same in April. But what I'm saying is, Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, these cats get into the lane. They get into the lane and this wasn't stopping them. But let me tell you something. I want to tell you, Kawhi Leonard and James Harden getting into the lane too. They're very difficult. They're more difficult to stop than Cunningham. And Cunningham's rough. He's an MVP candidate. But last night, did you see it? The Knicks, Tyler Kolek, Deuce McBride, Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG, they was like, no, you can't come in here. You can't come in here. That's what we need. Keep the opponent out the paint. And look at the paint score. Let's take a look at that. One more thing before we go here. Let's take a look at that stat. In the paint last night, 54-44 Knicks. Ball game. In the paint, 54-44. This is against Harden and Kawhi, who get in the paint. We got to keep that up. Y'all enjoy this win. Let's get ready for this game tomorrow in Phoenix. We'll talk then. Good comeback, New York. Good comeback. Shalom.